This video is for the Johnston Shelf right side. This is the second last assignment of the group of assignments that make up the Johnston Shelf. So this is going to be the actual shelving on the right hand side of the shelf. And it's just going to lay out the locations. We're going to be using the same wood sizes we've used in previous assignments. So there's no need to get into that. Basically all that needs to be laid out is the bottom location of each shelf. Please note for the right side and the left side, the entire shelf is going to exist inside the framing. I'll get into one of the particulars about the left side shelf in that assignment. There is just one minor difference from the right hand and left hand side. Now this one is going to sit behind this board that is on the side that people would load stuff onto the shelf, and on the left hand side it's going to be flush. And when we do the left hand side shelf, I'll get into why. So this lays out the location. So I'm going to go over to here's my shelf right here. Now because the locations are given on this middle one, I'm just going to lay them out here. So let's just look here. So the first shelf, the bottom, is located 3 foot 2 3/8. So let's lay that out. Grab my measuring tape. 3 foot space 2 space 3/8 of an inch, and let's. Okay. So we've got that. Now what I'm going to do is, since I've got that, I'm actually going to make a quick line all the way to my corner, and just like so. Now what I'm going to do is, there's two options. You can draw your boards, which that's up to you, or you can use existing boards and edit them accordingly. I'm going to do the option number 2. I'm going to grab this board. I know it fits because it's the longest board. Grab it by that corner. Actually, I'm going to grab it by the bottom corner because that measurement is for the bottom of the shelf, which would be that corner there. So let's cruise up into, oops, before I get too far. Looks like I didn't copy that. I accidentally moved it. Okay, there we go. Let's grab that corner and okay. Okay, another little, here we go, minor hiccup. Just get back there. Okay, drag along that line till you get to that corner. And that's where that bottom shelf is going to sit. Now obviously, I'm not just going to leave it hanging like that. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to make this unique on the off chance that, well, if it's not unique and we make any changes, the location that we took it from is going to receive the change as well. So let's just edit this now unique component. I'm going to push this back to about here. Sounds good. Okay. So we've got our first board in. Now once again, I'm going to grab an existing board and copy it. So let's grab this one. Okay. Making sure that we copied it. We didn't accidentally move it. And tell you what, before we forget, let's make that one unique. I'm going to grab it by this corner here, and let's drop it off right next to this one here. Okay, wonderful. Now, what I'm going to do is, okay, so there's one of two things you can do. So I'm going to edit this component for sure, and I'm going to push this back to this point here. And you see there's a space. The reason for that space is I would like to place the longboard in that corner. So let's copy this one. Don't need to edit it because it's going to be the same, or it should be. Oops. Let's just make sure we've got our corners lined up. We do. Okay. Let's spin this around. Make sure everything fits in there nicely. It does. Okay. So let's grab that board over there and copy it. And let's just, okay. And let's drop it off over here. Just like so. And everything should line up nicely. Just like that, and it does. Okay. Now it's our first shelf. So now what you're going to do, if we look at our instructions, scroll down here, there's our board. We're now going to add a 5/8 piece of plywood to this. Okay. There's a variety of ways you could do it, depending on how things work for you. Okay, so let's try our rectangle option and see if that will work for us. We'll just cruise this around and get in there, hit escape, and drop that off. Now let's see if it's going to let us bring the whole thing up. It does. 5/8 inches. If I were to cruise around here, we could double check that. And there's our 5/8. Okay. Now I'm going to do the Plan B version on the second shelf. So there is a second shelf. And if we check our instructions, it says that it's located 1 foot 9/11/16 from the top of that shelf that we just created. So let's go over here, grab our tape measure, and we'll go 1 foot space 9 space 11/16 inches. Okay. Now it's worth noting, and I think I mentioned this previously, you could create these layout lines over in the corner. I just created them here in the instructions because it's a lot easier to see and it's a lot easier to recognize their origins. Otherwise, I'd have to zoom into a corner and it wouldn't be overly clear where that corner is. Okay, so let's just, I'm going to once again create a line. There we go. Now this should go a little quicker. I say should. And let's just go in here and I'm going to copy this board. Let's grab it. Oops. I didn't copy it. Looks like I accidentally moved it. So we'll undo that. Okay, there we go. Let's just position this like so. I'm going to come around here. And let's grab it by that bottom corner. Let's just position this so we can see this corner, and we can place it over on that corner. So that's nice, that endpoint is highlighted. Okay. So let's just cruise on over here. And let's copy this board here. Okay. Grab it there. And we'll intersect it with that corner. Just like so. And let's go in there. And let's copy this board. If it doesn't turn blue on you automatically, grab this and click it. And let's copy that over. And just like so. Okay, so now we're going to do the Plan B version of how to create your plywood. So you can start this from any side. I'm going to start from over here, and in the event that you put a rectangle around on top of it and it doesn't come up, or only partly comes up, you're having difficulties, so let's just do this. We'll go 5/8 of an inch, and we're going to create a vertical rectangle in this case. So let's just go over here, and here's our vertical rectangle, and let's pull that. Hopefully let's pull the whole thing as it does, and we'll pull this all the way over to that location there, and that will give us our second shelf. Okay, perfect. And that's it for the Johnston Shelf shelves on the right hand side.